Okay, people, if you could please make your way over to the little bus shelter thing here, and we'll get on with the briefing so you know where you're going today. Beautiful morning in sunny Wai2k, Greytown, Woodside Station. It's the famous start line of the Wai2k.
The world is truly a mysterious place, but I tell you what is not mysterious, the Dirt Church Radio AidStation Podcast. Well, we're going to unwrap young Andrew McDowell's adventure.
Young, thanks, man. Thanks.
Young Andy in the Waitarapa.
Yes, the Wai represent.
I'm basically a local now.
Let it be known that I've never referred to this man publicly, privately, in written form as Andy before, and it's the first and last. It just feels
the last time. Thank you very
wrong.
much. It is wrong. Thank you. I'm not Andy. I was called Andy when I went to uni in America, and everyone just assumed I was Andy, and they really leaned into the part of it. Andy. What about you, Andy? What do you think this chord is? And I just
jumping out the window of college.
Yep. So thank you for acknowledging that. I'm definitely an Andrew. Sorry if that's really disappointing for anyone. Anyway, yeah.
Tēnā koutou katoa. I'm Matt Raymond.
Yeah, sorry, I'll shut up.
I'm Ali Paranger.
I'm Andrew McDowell. And ka pai, Ellie, coming all the way from Canberra.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I know. It's like we're in the fork of Triton. Triton is the three tines.
You are nailing this, Matt.
I know. Of the fork of Triton. Spread across the hemisphere. Andrew, I have a question. Start us off. Did you get off to Neverland?
Did I go to Metallica?
No, I'm not saying you go. Well, you kind of did because you live close to Eden Park.
Yeah, I mean, I got to hear the whole show. I actually walked the dog around the stadium while it was going off, and it was real fun. It's quite a fun vibe being around that. And you could actually sort of see the stage in one spot. You could sort of, if you stood just right, you could sort of watch it. But I tell you what, there were so many wasted people just lying semi-conscious on the grass, berms outside. And I thought, you guys have paid hundreds of dollars to be here and you've got two wasted and you can't even watch it.
It's like ultra-marathoning, eh? Like you want to win, it's 1 foot on the banana peel, 1 foot on the podium. Same thing going to a concert, I reckon.
Absolutely.
It's a fine balance.
It is we are row hinted mystery here. It is a fine balance.
Precision fueling.
James Inwood, the fellow that was my host for the weekend down in the Waitarapa, he was up here, ironically, to go to Metallica. Sue Hunter parked in our driveway, another 24-hour runner. So there's definitely a metal music. Do we call Metallica metal? Or is that?
They are metal. Yeah,
they're metal.
We'll call it metal, eh?
Yeah,
thrash metal bands in the
Yep.
They invented thrash metal.
And ultra running, or maybe track running. Maybe there's a correlation there. I don't know. I mean, I love my metal. It's pretty good stuff. Gets you in the mood.
Huge weekend for heavy music in Tamaki this week. There's
Sure
Opeth. No, Opeth. Swedish kind of prog metal. Brooke Van Renen was up here for that. He was super excited. In fact, he was up for he did the Trinity. And
did he do all three?
Yeah, he did.
Tool as well.
And then Tool. I didn't know Tool were playing. Yeah, that's the goat there. I didn't know Tool were playing, and I was at the art gallery with Lils, and I was like, that dude looks so familiar. Just this guy sitting with his gift shop bag, waiting to be picked up. It was Adam Jones, a guitar player from Tool.
Hilarious.
Just sitting there in the art gallery.
They're just people like us, Matt, you know.
Well, he's a massive
art gallery guy?
Well, he's an artist, a sci-fi SFX guy. That was his job before becoming a global prog metal titan.
There we go. Someone should do a study on the correlation between ultra runners and metal music.
Speaking of metal music and sci-fi and ultra running, there we go.
Yes.
The Venn diagram of sci-fi, or not sci-fi, SFX, special effects.
I can't wait to see how you tie this together. Yes.
Metal music and ultra running. You got Gareth Thomas smack in the middle.
I picked him as one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
How was?
because he used to work at Weta Digital, didn't he?
He did. He was a Weta, yeah, absolutely.
A rotoscoper.
How was the Wai2k? Yeah.
Are we going to? I've got a little interview with Gareth that is about 20 minutes long, and breaking the fourth wall. I was probably supposed to ask you about that before we started. Do you want me to put it in the
in.
show? Yep, great. Here goes. Here we are on Sunday, the day after the Wai2k, and Gareth Thomas has very kindly given me some of his time. We're hanging out at his kitchen table on a beautiful, let's say, Sunday afternoon in beautiful Wairarapa. How you going, mate?
Knackered. Yes, pretty tired, as you know.
I can't think why.
Yeah, as you know, yesterday was massive. The weekend was massive. I got finished up home by about 3.
Gentleman's hours.
Yes, gentleman's hours. Cracked the compulsory beer on arrival and decompressed and sat outside and came down from the day. It's always a big mission. The lead up, 6 months to be open, and that lead up and dealing with the runners and feedback and comments and questions and emails, and it all sort of comes down to the one weekend, the Friday and the Saturday.
It's, I looked at it as a great success from the outside, I suppose, or at least on the course.
How did you find the course, by the way?
How did I find the course? I've been thinking about that since I finished, because obviously you always have your knee-jerk reaction after a long race. And this was definitely... I don't know if it's recency bias telling me this is the hardest 100k I've run, or if it's just because I'm still sore, or if it really was. And it's really 2 races, right? In one. That's kind of how I'm reflecting on it. Mm-hmm. The first 40k is a full-on technical trail mountain race. My knees are up by my face while I'm trying to go up a hill sort of, thing. And just, it lends itself to a certain type of runner. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly at 40Ks, you are on road or fire roads, gravel, for basically the rest of the course.
Yeah.
I'd sort of been told that the second half is more open running than the first, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite such a hard line between the two parts of the course. And you sort of hit it at a point just when you're really starting to feel it. I was at about 6 hours at 40k, and then you're sort of thinking, geez, this is going to be a long day. Mm-hmm. And then you start to, you start to move a bit better, but there is the fatigue in the legs. And so you're presented with a very runnable second half, with the exception of Mount Climb at the end, which I have my own thoughts on, but I'm sure everyone does. The sort of 50k, if you like, it's frustrating. It's a mental challenge because you should be going faster than you are, but you're feeling it. And also, flat gravel is like my kryptonite. I just find it so hard to stay motivated. I'll get halfway along, like 1.5 kilometres straight, and I'll just stop running because I'll just be like, ugh.
Yeah, well, especially the incline as well. It's quite deceiving how the trail just gradually goes up, as the incline suggests, until the summit. And that's, what's that?
70k.
How far from Goat Track? It's probably about 12, 14 Ks to the summit. Roughly 12 Ks. And then you go down towards Cross Creek, about 7 Ks down.
I've had to learn a lot of place names in the last day, so I'm not entirely sure
what AidStation, where the train yards are pretty much.
And you come back to that one, eh?
Yes. Yeah. So it's about 10 Ks actually, and then 7 Ks down to Cross Creek and then back
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I mean, you turn around at Cross Creek, you got that little 2 Ks of bush, and then...
Which was really nice, by the way. I like that 2 Ks.
And then that 5 Ks of kind of gradual uphill to the swing bridge, and then the 1K tunnel to the summit. So, it's nice. It's quite a variety, though. A lot of people complain about the incline track because it's quite, same, bit boring. But from the Cross Creek side, it's quite nice, and you've got a few scenic things and the tunnels to run through as well.
And again, that's another part of the course where it's a very long gravel hill climb that you could run if you just started. If you just started at that aid station, you just smash it up there. So again, it's that mental game of the frustration of trying to climb at a decent clip, and the course is fighting you, and the fatigue is fighting you, and it's getting hot. It's the middle of the afternoon,
Yep.
So that's what I think you've created in this monstrous thing is you've got this physically demanding 40k that beats you up, followed by a mentally demanding 50k, and the whole time in your head you're thinking, I've still got that humongous climb at the end.
Exactly.
Was that the sort of goal that you were looking for? I know this course has changed quite a lot over the years. Are you sort of finally resting or getting close to what you think is a course?
Yeah, I think, the 6 years in, the first couple of years, 2-3 years of any event, I think, race directors are trying to figure out, does it work at first? Is it a challenge? Is it nice? Is the scenery good? Does it hit everything? And then condensing it into like a, runnable type event with, and the distances, making the distances work properly as well. Ideally you want, exactly bang on or close to 100 Ks, and finding that out over terrain like that is quite tricky as well.
Right.
Because, obviously there's differences in data as well that comes back. But I worked out pretty well, GPXs and GPSs.
Yeah, mine was a frustrating 99.7.
Well,
I could have rounded up.
Pretty close. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty close. Over that terrain's pretty good.
Of course.
Yeah, so, having that, chucking in the swing bridge, which we didn't have for a couple of years because they were working on the water treatment plant or the water reservoir, whatever is over there.
Oh, yes.
At Rivendell.
All right,
But now that's come back in, it adds that 1K, which does top it up to the 100K or 99 points.
What did you do before? Go just walk across the river?
We just cut across because that was all closed off. So it was down to 98.
Yeah.
So, I think, the first year we had the Wai2k, which was an out and back along the Greytown Rail Trail, which James probably would have enjoyed. It was just a last man standing type thing.
Yes.
So we had that the first year. Plus,
James Inwood is with us at the table right now. We're talking about him.
he would have enjoyed just out and backs along the Greytown Rail Trail to see how many laps you could do. And we had the Wai2k, which was a kids event, which we had on the Sunday. And the Wai2k was sort of on the Friday, I think, and then the Saturday and the Sunday. So it was a 3-day long event, which was good. But it was just bang around that sort of time of COVID 2020, which wasn't the best time to start a new event. But still, had some good feedback, and the next year we just built on it and changed a few things around. I mean, the first year we had the 100K finishing back at the race course where we originally started.
Oh, right, so a loop.
So it started there, had a 5K run up the river, which some loved, some...
When you say up the river, you mean on the actual river?
On the actual river, yeah. So cutting across rivers multiple times, I think 10 or 12 times crossing rivers, which was kind of tricky in itself because of the, usually there'd be a bit of rain the week before, so I'd have to go and get myself in the day of the run and make sure that I could get through.
It was actually passable, right?
Yeah. And the first year, people actually did a loop back down to Cross Creek and then ran back along the road, the trail section, and then back down the river to finish at the race course. And the tricky part about that was because you're so tired and then running down the river with your headlights on in the dark, you couldn't really see the rocks going across the rivers. So,
and everything's kind of 2D if you're using a head torch.
Exactly.
You can't see the height.
Yeah. So that was we sort of cut that because of health and safety risks as well. But it was kind of fun the first year, finding your feet, and then just adapting it for the next year. So I think having the 100K, the 50K, the 25 and the 12.5 kind of works well.
How did the shorter races go yesterday?
Great, yeah. It was good seeing it. We've opened up to a few more kids these days, especially the 12.5. Under 16s can run that easily.
Yeah, great. Do they still do climbing?
No. 12.5. They finished just doing a half lap of Tane's track through the forest.
Right.
And it's all pretty runnable. And we had a lot of younger kids. I think a younger kid won the race actually. So yeah, it was good. And they get a buzz out of it. And the parents have, they can give their kids you can take care of my kids for an hour or two. So so it's good. And it's open to families, and it was a real family orientated affair yesterday as well. Lots of dogs and kids, and Tunnel Gully is quite well known for dog walking as well. It was good. It was really nice.
Of course, we miss all that because it's all pretty much over by the time we get to that area.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
Obviously, you've had the huge success of the Wai2k, which is Wellington Urban Ultra.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've run that 3 times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
How many years has that been going?
10. So it was. We started 2015. 2016 was the first year. So it was our 10th anniversary this year. 10 years running it.
That's a course that almost makes itself. It's like a natural, flowing course, and it all seems. You sort of look at it and you go, oh yeah, apart from tip track, which is just unnecessary, but apart from that, the rest of it makes sense. But obviously, that's been a hugely successful race for you,
yes,
and the community, and I would say it continues to be very strongly attended. What is your hope for Wai2k? Because it is a very different animal. I mean, they are unrecognisable almost as events.
Mm-hmm. As a sister event, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I moved out here, as I talked to you before, 9 years ago, and it sort of took a couple of years to sort of tie it together. So obviously I came out here with the thought of, doing a sister event to the Woo, having it kind of similar, because the Wai2k has, every sort of 10, 11 Ks, you have an aid station, which is kind of accessible for spectators as well and supporters, apart from the summit on the Wai2k. But yeah, the goal was to sort of create something kind of similar, but more, rural, rugged, bit more nature than the Wai2k, which is obviously urban feel, urban trails. Well, you feel a bit remote while you're still in the sort of centre of the city where you can sort of get to transport if you need to.
Yeah, if something goes wrong.
Goes wrong, yeah. With the Wai is kind of similar in that respect, apart from a couple of areas like obviously Fifth Track where it's a bit more remote. But most parts you can sort of get out and see your spectators and friends and family if you need to. And the goal was just to create something unique and open the trails a bit more to people who haven't really been out this way as well. I mean, Frith Track it still is quite a backcountry trail, but the first time I went up there, I couldn't actually get through a lot of parts.
Wow.
It was so overgrown. It just doesn't get used.
So you up there with a weed whacker or a chainsaw?
This year I was. I mean, the first few years of the Wai, I just went up there and cut bits back myself to try and make it passable while being pretty, it was pretty tough to run it there as well. So I felt kind of bad putting competitors up there.
No, you don't.
Well, I kind of did because I knew what it was like.
Yeah.
Because you'd come out the other end, scratch to bits and go, shit,
right.
So a lovely guy, Derek Field from Doc, he used to work for Doc for years, because I was sort of bullying Doc to try and get it cleared, but it's classed as backcountry. All we do is put orange markers up if we need to. So it was all on volunteers to get it done. So Derek came on board and hit me up and said, do you need a hand getting the track cleared? And I was like, yes. So him and his army of retired gents got together and they came up and helped me out first. I think a few years ago we went up and took about 10 days to give it a good cut back, scrub bars, chainsaws.
Yeah.
Last year we did it again and that was a bit more of a mission. I think 11 to 14 days of chainsaw work and scrub bars, and we cleared most of it a couple of metres wide. But it does need, constant maintenance every couple of years, getting up with a scrub bar and chopping the gorse and stuff back. So it's been a lot of work put into it, many hours of hard yak, getting it cut back.
I didn't realise it was quite that much effort to keep a trail like that clear.
Yes.
So does that mean more people now use it?
Well, hopefully that's the hope. I've been putting it out to the local community, get people to get up there and give it a walk because the scenery is beautiful up there.
It's an amazing track. It sucks, but it's an amazing track.
It sucks, yeah, but it's brutal. But
once you hit the ridges, everything's okay.
Yeah, but since starting the Wai, people have been getting up there, and a guy Nick Blair's been getting up Puffer Saddle and giving that a cut back as well, and just getting it done for the community as well.
Just thinking about the distance, the 60k Wai2k distance, I guess that's what the Wai2k 50k is really, isn't it?
Pretty similar, yeah. In terms of elevation, yeah, pretty similar. I think the Woo's about 2,600 and the Wai's about 2,400, so it's similar. But obviously the Wai's got a bit more, it's different.
Have you thought about doing a 2-option 50k where you either do the first 50 or you do the second 50?
For the Wai?
Yeah.
We did that.
Appeals to quite different people.
We did that the first year. We had a relay where runners would start at the 43k mark and run back to the race course. So that was in the first year, which was actually quite funny. I've got a story about Chris Martin. He's the guy who he ran the Muka Muka Munter and the A100 events, which I've done as well in the past. But he signed up to, I think he was pacing. I think he was pacing someone. He was pacing a girl who was meeting a dad who was doing the first part of the Wai, so the 43k part, the hard part.
Yes.
And she was going to run as a relay and finish at the race course, which is the last 50 odd k's. So Martini sort of said, I'll pace you to the end, not realising that she was quite a young whippet. So he met her there, and her father just made the cutoff actually, and she was kind of panicked about that. And once he met her there, tag, and she was off, and Chris Martin had to, pace her to the end. Sorry about the phone message, by the way.
That's fine.
She caned him. Yeah, he was toast by the end. He
couldn't
got
hold.
to the end. Yeah.
He's not a bad runner, is he?
He's a good runner. Yeah, he's fast, but she was off.
Far out.
Yeah.
When we just turned up now, we got to see the unglamorous side of things with you rinsing out all the bins and all the sort of stuff that people don't see that race directors do. Obviously, at some point, you had to start this whole journey and decide that I want to. Well, was Wai2k your first event?
Yeah. I've done. I started the Woo. I was working full time at Weta Digital actually when I started the Woo.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And I joined the Worm running meetup with Wellington running meetup crew, and just sort of the idea came through that, running the trails with those guys and piecing it together. That sort of flowed on. I enjoyed doing that. I'd worked in catering events in the past. I used to be a chef.
Okay, so a little bit of that.
That sort of came together as well, sort of helped out. And that's sort of where it sort of grew from.
Do you think or hope to see the Wai2k do the same thing, like find that growth? It's a bit more intimidating. I couldn't help but notice I only saw 2 females. Were there more?
Yep, there are a few on the 100k, but yes, it'd be nice to open up to more females. Yeah. I think, as you said, I am looking at bringing back the relay option to, have the 100k first 43k, and then starting from there as well to do the last 60 odd k, because it is a bit easier starting on fresh legs doing the last part.
I quite enjoy that.
Yeah, or even do a triple, cut it up, have someone do the middle part and then someone finish off with climbing, so that could be kind of fun as well.
Just some mountain savage, just absolutely smash the climbing.
Yeah, exactly. So I did look at doing there was a climb event that we were going to do one year, and only a couple of people signed up and then they pulled out. They realising what they were going to get themselves into, doing out and backs of climbing through the day, because we're going to be based there anyway. So that could be something we could bring back as well. Someone's mentioned it the other day. It'd be nice to come back and do that.
I only went the wrong way twice. Fortunately, both times there was someone yelling at me from the back to tell me to go a different way, which is quite fortunate.
Yeah.
So, definitely, obviously, it's a big course to mark, and as a result, a big course to clean up afterwards.
That's right. Carry on. It's not as bad as the Woo, actually. The Woo's a bit more complex marking because there's quite a few more areas where you can go straight.
Yeah.
Whereas once you're on a track for the Y, it's kind of like I'm on that track and that's about it. As you mentioned to me yesterday about mountain climbing, there are a couple of parts where you could have gone off. So I will mark that better next year.
I'm shocking though with my directional, because I'll see what's the obvious path, but there'll be a road going off to the right, and I'll be like, wow, maybe, but probably not. But I'm that guy that needs that assurance marker, because maybe it's my Tarawera upbringing. Because those guys are every 200 metres.
Yeah, I mean, the Woo's like that, so we do mark that really well, because there are a few more novice runners as well with the Woo, whereas the Y.
Oh, we're supposed to know what we're doing.
Of course.
Oh, right.
There are parts on the Y where you can definitely go astray. And if you go astray, you are pretty stuffed.
The two of us, if we hadn't been called, we would have been at the bottom of some ravine in the middle of nowhere in the bush. We'd just.
Yeah, I mean, Frith Track's pretty straightforward. Now that it's been cut right back, it's pretty obvious where to go.
We just got to a section where everything looked like a trail. No matter which way you look, that could be a trail, that could be a trail. They all look like trails, but that's fine. There is an obvious one. There's still an obvious one.
Yeah. And, I mean, technology's getting better these days with the GPXs and the GPS tracking stuff. And
I'm still a total Luddite, eh? Like, I haven't worked out how to do that on my watch.
Yeah.
I've had it years, so... Maybe we should all have a course in
potentially
how to load a GPX properly.
I mean, I'm quite. My navigation's not too bad. Like if I'm on course, I feel like I'm on course. Although I remember Tarawera a number of years back and running, and there were a group of us just running and following this person in front, and we realised, we had actually gone the wrong way and just followed this person completely the wrong direction. We were like, right, back that way.
Don't tell them though. Just let them go. That's not the spirit.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I mean. Overall, it looks like it was another successful weekend.
It was great.
We had pretty much perfect weather.
The weather was amazing. Yeah. And today's probably too hot.
Way too hot. It's really hot down here.
But I was going to mention the best thing about this year is past years, it's always been pretty damp through the day, a bit of rain here and there. And the best part about today is that no gear is yet.
well,
So
your
I don't
gears
have
dry.
to have crap everywhere. So it's actually really quite nice to have that.
And anyone who no longer has their high-vis vest, just come visit Gareth. And where are we?
Taranaki.
We'll come to Taranaki
Yep.
and visit Gareth and get your high-vis vest back.
Come
Because
pick
he's
it
got a
back up.
bucket full of them.
I've got a bucket full. So there's like a pick and mix of high-vis vests going on.
Yeah, very good.
And tell Matt to come and run it one day as well.
He's too scared.
He's got to come back. He came around the first year of the Woo.
Oh, here's where I have to officially say to any Wellington runners listening, it was a very easy course, and I don't know what you're all talking about, and it was pretty much flat, fast, and downhill. Okay, good.
Yes.
I did get a lot of, when's the SK, mate? When's the SK? And I know I brought that on myself, but still, it was funny.
But saying that as well, it's not as scary as, some people might make out. It's not as scary. Maybe the 100K, but the 50K is definitely doable.
Honestly, the 50K, I was thinking about that. I think that's your bougie race. I think that's your winner. I think the 100K is to test your mental ability to suffer for long, straight, because you do get to a point where you're just like, I'm just sick of running, even though this is a downhill flat, like easy, I just need a break.
Yep.
Whereas the first 50, it's just all about keep moving, get your foot in the right position, just be careful, and get up to that hill and just try and cruise and stay relaxed, but the scenery is incredible and all that sort of carry on. So, I do think your 50K is an absolute winner.
Yeah. And the 25 as well. It gives you a little taste of nice runnable trails, plus the the joy of running up and down Mount Climbing at the end as well.
Oh, so the 25ers get the climbing.
Yes. Whereas the 50K doesn't. They do a little bit of climbing, then cut back down to the finish line.
I think you should make it a 60K and throw climbing.
We did that one year. We
you?
did that. Yes, we've done the 60K. But yeah, that's why I put the 25K in just for that little taster. 50K doesn't get the little taster. But we could, as I said, bring back the relay, and
you could have like where it splits off just before the finish. You could have a sign then that says, because if you've entered in the 50 and you're feeling hard, go right instead of left.
Yeah.
Probably a last minute decision. No one's going to do it, are they?
No one's going to do it.
No one's going to do it.
No.
You're going to take one. So all I needed to do was run 270 meters to round up to 100K. I was like, nah.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that.
Exactly right. So, the good thing about the wires is there's options to chuck another, chop up the events, and, there is that option.
It's definitely still growing, isn't it?
Yes.
As an idea.
Yeah. And it's got a good foundation now, and people seem to be enjoying it, which is great.
Miler, no. There's no miler.
Yeah, people have mentioned the miler thing to me.
Comment from the cheap seats of James sees a miler.
I have been, that has been put forward to me. Why don't you do the miler and join the Woo and the Wai together, and just add that little section joining up from the Wai upper heart to.
Is that actually possible?
It's possible, but I said no because
that's kind of what fault lines do.
The fault line's taken that, and that's good because I don't have to stay up all weekend and do it. So it's great.
That's right. You get to go to bed at 3 a.m. instead of 3 p.m.
Exactly right. I mean, the courses would be great. It'd be grunty, but you guys can just go to the fault line instead.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Get back to cleaning buckets out.
Most of it's done. The aid station stuff's the first. Rubbish out of the van. Aid station stuff first because it all starts melting, and the smell of old banana is just not nice. But lovely to see you guys, and pass on regards to Matt as well. It'd be nice to see him at some stage soon. We'll try and get up for Riverhead relapse maybe.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep,
that'll be cool.
Did that the first year.
Yeah. Did you do it the first year?
I came and did the 24-hour relay, which kind of sucked because they had the music blaring at the tent all night and you couldn't get a wink of sleep.
Some feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome, mate. Well, we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Hopefully next year at the Woo of the Wire.
Mount Climby sounds like Boaty McBoatface, doesn't it?
It does, man. It's Climby McClimby. Never mind. I'm sure there's a wonderful historic reason why it's called that. But Mount Dickey's named after some dude who got gored by a bull in 1904 or something. That's a little bit further north, but anyway, spectacular views. So it's definitely a real mind game. It's physically demanding for 40K and then mentally really demanding for that last 60. And you come to the end of it. And I mean, I had a really positive race in the sense that my nutrition went great. I had no major issues, no physical problems. And so I put in what I'm very happy as a good performance, and it's still over 13 hours for 100K on a good day. You know, you sort of think, well, that's...
It's like 13:20 or something?
13:12, I think my official time was. Yeah. I was really sort of hoping to get under 14 because I knew it would be a tough course, you know, so I'm pretty happy with 13:12. I mean, some of those guys, savage runners early on, as soon as we hit Frith Track after 8K, I think the guy that was the eventual winner just went past me like it was still on the flat, like going up this climb, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, hands on the knees, you know, here we go. I mean, some of the steep parts, your knees are in your face, you know, trying to get up it, you go, whoa, this is a bit much. But we were very lucky with the weather. The day before was 30 degrees, the day after was 30 degrees, and we got cloud cover 2021, actually pretty darn good. So look, it's you know, not going to sugarcoat it. It's a very tough event. It is not Tarawera. I mean, Tarawera is very runnable, but it has more variety, whereas this one will, I mean, at one point, you're looking at a dead flat gravel road, dead straight for like 3 kilometers in front of you. And you've already run, and if you're on the return, this is an out and back. And if you're on the return, you're like 75 Ks in and you're going, oh, so that's tough, you know, it's tough to keep going because you kind of just want to start walking. You're like, oh, but then you're walking, you're like, but this is flat, like gravel, open. I should be running. And so that's a real hard mental game. And if that's his goal, if that's what Gareth was going for, then he succeeded in spades. So you kind of get to the end of it and you have that initial, this is pretty cliched, I suppose, when you do these long races, you sort of get to the end of it and you go, oh, right, I think that's one and done. I don't need to do that again. That was bloody difficult. And also, you know, I never want to see those gravel roads again, you know, but then here we are 2 days later, I'm going, now that I've seen the course and now I know what to expect, I would have a very different frame of mind going into it again. And I'd actually approach the race massively differently, just knowing what's ahead of me, whereas I knew nothing of the course. And so everything was kind of a bit of a surprise. So yeah, definitely an advantage. I mean, some disadvantages because you know what bastard climb lies ahead of you. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. And of course, I got lots of stick from all the local Wellington guys saying, oh, yeah, nice to see you, mate. SK next week.
No,
shows they're listening.
Well, yeah, exactly, guys. Oh, I did it yesterday, didn't you see? No, I mean, it's definitely got me curious, seeing some of those big mountains in the distance. And, you know, I looked at it and I thought, yeah, I've definitely got to come and give that one a go. At some point in the next couple of years, find the time, get down there. I don't know if I'd want to do it solo. I'm probably too scaredy cat for that. I'd want to go with someone who knew.
Oh, you'd have to go to
the range a bit better. Yeah,
you would want to go with someone.
But look, it was great to really connect with the Wellington crew down there. And a lot of them listened to us. I thought that I thought the Wellingtonians was a bit dirt church snobs, but it turns out they actually quietly do turn it on in the background. You know,
maybe they just appreciate someone who can actually run. Anyway, marks out of 10 following through question. Vibe out of 10.
Vibe.
Come on, good games are fast.
Okay, no, I can't answer this quickly because here's the thing: not many people do the 100K. Quite a few do the 50K, but heaps of people do the shorter ones. And I never saw that, right? But then I've seen some videos today of like the start line and there's just like so many people going through for these shorter races. And I'm like, the vibe for them, I reckon, is banging. The vibe for us, I mean, I'm by myself for hour after hour after hour, you know, so it's quite an individual race. So it's fairly quiet out there. So I'd say for the shorter distances, vibe's probably 10 out of 10. For the 100K, the vibe's probably a 6.
But it's a grassroots vibe.
Yeah. That's not to sound negative. It's just it's a bit lonely. Mm-hmm. I would like more people to come and do the longer distances, but I understand why you might look at it and go, you know. The 50K is a sweet spot because you do all that epic technical and then you get a slightly sort of quicker finish. You get to knock off the last 7Ks a little bit quicker and then boom, you've done a really, really satisfyingly hard 50K. I reckon that's the sweet spot for this event.
AidStations out of 10?
Yeah, lovely. Everyone's awesome. My standard question, how far to the next aid station? Because I always want to know how much water I need to take on. So, and everyone seemed to know the answer to that. So that basically is all I ever needed.
Very helpful out of 10 isn't an answer.
Sorry.
10.
9, just so I've got somewhere to go for a better place.
I mean, perfection's the enemy of good, right?
I don't want much from AidStations. All I want is my 2 bottles filled with water, and I'm out of there.
Course marking.
3.
Ooh.
Sorry, Gareth. The problem is there's a few sections where you're literally at a T intersection, and one of the roads is more obvious than the other. Like it's like this one's gravel and this one's more grassy. So it's probably the gravel one. So I'm just going to take a logical corner, right? But I would love a little pink ribbon. That would be great. And you will run 3 kilometers before you see anything. And that is very unnerving. And there was one where it actually had pink markers going in both directions. I don't know what the hell was going on there. And I was, again, 2 kilometers on this gravel straight. And fortunately, one of the volunteers was going the other way on a bike. And I said, am I going the right way? I guess since I've seen you, I am. And he goes, yeah, you're all good. I'll go fix it up. And he did. It was an out and back. So when I came back, there were pink arrows on the ground. It was like way more obvious. I was like, that's all I need. In fact, when you're running, often, especially when you get tired, you're not looking up as much as you should. So putting spray paint on the ground is actually brilliant. You're not going to miss an arrow on the ground because that's where you've been looking. Whereas you might miss, a marker up a tree because you're not looking up.
And it's funny, isn't it? Psychologically, even if you're on a dead straight road, having markers every now and again is really, really useful. Like you think
it gives you something to work towards. You're like, I'll just run to that next one. I'll just run to that next
one.
one.
Yeah.
It's quite motivating.
Like Tarawera, obviously, they mark the heck out of it with what they call it, like what's the word they use? Like courtesy markers or something, where you don't really need one, but we're just going to put it there to make you feel better, feel like you're on the right track. So of course this race doesn't have those, and that's okay. I don't really need those. It's just at major intersections. Yeah. Look, again, it's grassroots. You can only do so much, right?
Over 100K as well.
At the end of the day, I made it to the finish line and everything's fine. But I definitely think that there is very specific spots where, you gotta think like a runner, a stupid runner like me with no sense of direction, and maybe make sure those bits are a bit better, more obvious.
I've been at races like that before where it's a grassroots event, and often they draw that local crowd. So I think they mark with the assumption that everybody knows where they're going. So it's really good to go, okay, if I'd never stepped foot on this trail before, how would I know where to go? And so it is good, like that kind of line of sight, or knowing like the method for the marking. Like some races will go every, line of sight on single track, and then every 300 metres on gravel roads or fire roads or whatever it is. And then at an intersection, you'll see crosses where you don't want to go, and you'll see an arrow where you're meant to go. And then they'll put extra crosses beyond this is like what we did for UTA. You'll put extra crosses beyond that first set of crosses. Yes. So that if you miss that first light, you've still got the extra muppet backup.
Yeah.
But, when you're working at an event, it would save massive amounts of time of trying to find somebody that's lost.
But also sitting up, we did Riverham for 10 years. We called it LCD marking, which is lowest common denominator marking, right?
And that's me. I'm that guy.
No, you're not.
Oh,
you are not. Okay. We know that guy. Gene Andrews is that guy. Paul Petch is that guy. Just run blindly over tape like that's on the ground. Just run through it.
Okay, I've never run over tape.
I don't think they're in a steeplechase.
We marked the Aotearoa Afghanistan marathon the other week. And there's always a little bit of an argument. You got it. It takes a while to get into your rhythm when you start marking, because you're like, okay, it's mostly gravel road, or it's all gravel road. There's no single track. How do we do it? How do we do it? How do we do it? But sounds like overall it was an incredible weekend and a tough, worthy course.
Absolutely. Look, I just want as many people to go try it out, just experience it. Like I say, the 50K will be probably the hardest 50K in this country. I mean, there may be. The Spectacle 50. I haven't run the Spectacle or the Fault Line. I don't know what those two are like. It's much harder than the Northburn 50K. Sorry, Terry. Much harder. Much harder.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Just because of the technicality, right? Northburn probably has a slightly more vert over the first 50, but it's nowhere near as hard. Sorry.
Were people using poles?
Yes,
Or was it too
I
technical for that?
used poles on the last climb actually.
Right.
So borrowed James's, so thanks, bro. They definitely help for that. Yeah, there's enough climbing. I mean, obviously you don't have to, but most of the front runners, were hauling the poles out quite early on actually.
I have a question for you, Andrew. Does it make you think that the SK is a lot harder than you thought it was?
Think carefully on this response.
No, it looked flat and downhill and fast. No, I think I don't really know is actually the honest answer because, I think there is some overlap. I'm not actually sure how if there's any of the course, but obviously the really meaty stuff, I didn't go anywhere near that. So I can't really experience it, but there's definitely that question mark in my brain that says 80 Ks, 24 hours seems generous, and that's probably wrong, but there's only one way to find out how generous that is.
I remember talking to Tom Hunt, who's an incredible runner, and he was talking about he got to this hut. Have you ever had, I don't know if you know Tom Hunt, Ali, you know Tom Hunt, Andrew, and he tells a mean horror story. And he's talking, he got to this hut on the SK and he was throwing up, or he's just vomiting over himself by this point and retching. And they sort of patched him back up. And this guy's done a lot of stuff. And I think that the cruelty of it, like if you get to a fork and you get down to, I don't know, let's say Otaki, right? The cruelty of it is like when you decide to pull, like when Sean and Scotty decided to stop, they still had like a 12-hour exfil. Like they had to self-rescue.
It's not easy out.
It's no way.
State Highway 2 is not sitting there waiting for you, is it?
No.
Oh, I'll tell you what was awesome though, is I was able to get a vegan pie after the race at like 9 o'clock at night or whatever it was. There was a local Z petrol station that had a vegan pie. I was so stoked.
You got to give it to the big brands. They do. They've got a really
they pull
great,
through sometimes when you need it.
Plant-based,
They do.
BP vegan pies, amazing.
Anyway, that was a win.
Ellie, where in the world are you?
I'm in Canberra, so I am making my way towards Thredbo for Kosci. Ultra Trail Koscios goes on. I always want to say the weekend, but it's actually Thursday to Saturday. So I've just stopped over, catch up with a friend, break up the trip, and then head up the mountain. But I'm quite underprepared this year because the weather there has been quite cold and it looks like it's going to continue to be cold. So in my very hurried packing haste, I only packed one pair of ties. I've packed waterproof pants and a waterproof jacket and a puffer jacket and a beanie and some gloves. But I was like, I could do with a bit more, to be honest. Like it's like lows of like 1 or 2 and the highs are like 9. And I'm going to be standing out there at the finish line and start lines and stuff for hours. So I want to say rookie era. It's not a rookie era. It's not
a rookie era. You've been there every year.
So I don't know what I'm up to, but anyway, I borrowed some gear.
It'll be interesting
friend.
to not get back. I am at the pleasure of the of the Kosci team and absolutely stoked. Ben and Nicole, yourself and Martin going, I'm a bit gutted I'm not there. If we're being completely just between
we're
friends.
gonna miss you too.
Yeah. But it'll be nice not to be like either burning alive or freezing to death. Like
those are the only 2 options.
You get one or the other, and
That's
sometimes
within the
both
hour.
in a day. Yeah,
It's within the hour.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But say hello to those crows.
Oh man!
Today when I was out for my run, I went for a run up Mount Ainslie, and this kookaburra flew towards me, and I was like, I reckon that the kookaburra is my Australian spirit bird. Like how you have a bird.
Patronus.
Like if you were a bird in the New Zealand native bush, which bird would you be?
Tui.
Oh,
because this is the thing. Everyone thinks tuis are like, they're kind of they're super. They're the knucklehead of the bird world.
No, they're not. They're clever.
No, but in terms of how they act,
they're little,
yes, they're very clever,
bastards.
but they're really aggressive to each other, and they chase other birds, and they fight and they squabble. Yeah,
but they sound cool too. What would you be, Andrew?
That's a really hard one, but for some reason the kotare, the kingfisher, seems to spring to mind. Is that really boring? Is that really lame?
I can actually see you being that.
Thanks. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
But also as a sound guy, have you ever been up close to a kotari nest? Oh
That's
my God.
it's such an amazing sound.
It sounds like when it's just about to go, yeah,
Is that what
just
they
about to
sound
go
like?
bad, and the girl with the dragon tattoo, that's what a kotari nest sounds like. Oh my God. So
What about
terrible.
what about Australian spirit bird?
what
would
about you,
go
Ali?
for?
Oh, what about you,
I
Ali?
reckon,
Yeah.
I reckon I'd probably be a kid. Like, whoop, whoop,
jeez.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
I don't think you're a kid.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No way.
No?
I'm probably trending more kiddo at the moment, but
No, I'm a P Waka Waka fantail.
Lovely. There
Yeah.
you
there we go.
Yeah, I
Jamie
like them.
Calder's the only original kiddo. Australian bird, Ali, go.
Oh, I think kookaburra. I love them.
Right.
But
Andrew?
I already am deciding Andrews for him.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
keen to see.
Good,
I'm
'cause-
keen to hear what you think.
Honestly, I got nothing.
A lyrebird, because they make all the different noises.
Okay.
Like you'd be all over that. They can imitate anything.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. You
I'll
look them
take that.
up. Look them up. David Attenborough.
Lyrebirds are
lyrebird.
incredible.
I'll
It would
take that.
totally
That
be
sounds great.
Andrew.
I was going for lyrebird just because they're the coolest bird I know. But yeah, no, that's more appropriate for Andrew. Okay, so what
Sorry,
about me?
Matt.
What about me, Ali? No, it's fine. It's totally
Ooh.
fine. What about me?
Which bird would you be?
A cockatoo.
What, the scruff at the moment?
Yeah, his
With the
hair.
scruff at the back. Yeah,
The mullet.
the mullet.
The mullet is actually making. No, he might be a galah though.
Either one of those. Yeah, flaming galah.
Anyway, this might be punishing chat for our listeners.
Sorry, I don't know where it's going with that, but I was just like, I just love kookaburras. So it was quite cool. On my morning run, I saw all these cool Australian birds, which I just absolutely love.
Have we got any
Yeah.
big name internationals turning up to this Kosci race?
I don't actually know. I need to get the list from the team. Have a look.
Okay.
Lucy's racing the 50K, so I'm keen to see how she goes for that. But other than that,
Cool.
I don't actually know who's lining up. Yeah.
Speaking of birds, the honey buzzard will be there.
Yes, he will. Looking forward to catching Martin Gafuri. I'm looking forward to catching up with him.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Gosh, we went prog metal. We went the tararuas are as hard as they sound. We
Yes,
we
please
rated
go
it.
and support the event.
Yeah, and Gareth Thomas. Yeah, go, if you can't do Wai2k, do whānau. But then if you do whānau, go do Wai2k because they're incredible events.
Totally different things.
I bet they are. Because I mean, whānau is enough of a kick in the pants for a start. I mean,
It's
if
funny
you're
though,
gonna
eh?
do,
Because when you reflect on it, you're just like, oh, whānau is like a little kid's run. You know,
Yikes.
like, after what I've just been through, it's quite different.
Yikety yikes.
Yeah.
We're also, I mean, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be around the traps. When you get back from Kosciuszko, you're going down to the Spectacle and you're
Yeah.
gonna be joining me down there.
That's going to be fun.
And Andrew is going to be holding it down in the lower part of the South Island at Kepler. What you got going on down there?
I actually got a bit of a shock this morning because I thought Kepler was 3 weeks away and it's
No.
not. It's 12 days away. Like when we were recording this, and I'm just like, my legs are smashed. And I'm like,
Oh,
what am I
because you're
doing?
actually running, eh? Not just
Yeah.
podcasting.
No, I'm going to run the thing.
Oh, mate.
Part of the Dirt Church radio tradition. You go down there. You
Don't
run,
get a chopper ride.
You don't get it. Well, you could do that. It's also part of the. Yeah.
No.
Next year, maybe.
No, it's all right. We'll, one foot in front of the other. But yeah, hoping to. I don't actually know what the plan is entirely yet, but I'm hoping to have a bit of a live show on the Friday and get some people together and have a bit of a chinwag.
Cool.
Yep. Be fantastic.
I better get organised actually.
We better get you a hire car. We've got you to the airport, but there's the
Okay.
yeah. This is how
No,
this
he
is well and true.
run. He can
Oh
run.
yeah.
Yeah, he
How
can run
far
from
can it be?
it's
It's called fast
that would be the
packing.
most Wellington thing to do. Yeah, fast pack from
Throw the
Queenstown
thumb out, mate. I'll be throwing the thumb
Tiana.
out.
We couldn't get you a hire car, but we got you an e-bike.
You would get if you were riding an e-bike on those
Murdered.
straights from Queenstown. You get smoked.
Yeah,
You
you
would
would,
be
yeah.
a dead man riding.
Although
We
there's
all
so
know
many
this.
trails down there now, maybe they can just all link up and be on the trails.
Yeah, so a very busy few weeks ahead for everyone, eh? Far out.
Yeah, it's going to be busy.
Yeah, it's going to be busy, and we can't. Obviously, we're going to have our mics with us, and we're going to be doing live shows. We're going to be getting heaps of interviews. So stay tuned for the next couple of weeks for Dirt Church Radio on the road throughout Aotearoa and Australia. And we will see you soon next week when we have a really great guest lined up on Dirt Church Radio. But this is AidStation, the subscriber-only podcast. And so I'm Matt Raymond.
I'm Ali Pottinger.
I'm Andrew McDowell.
Mate wa.